are live. Are looking at us from a GoPro.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It says the stream health is great.
Good.
So let's hop on here and see. It's pretty glitchy.
Is it?
So far.
Oh, and my air fresheners are trying to drop down and block the view.
I think we're good. Give it a wave.
Boy, can't think that it's copyrighted.
Oh, we've got people in here.
Hello. Oh, air fresheners are trying to fall down and block the view again. I got too many air fresheners that are no longer scented. I just keep hanging up new ones instead of actually, you know, taking them down and putting up ones that actually have scent.
That's right, you gotta keep the old with the new. Hi everybody, if it's working, can you guys send us a thumbs up emoji in the chat?
I like how that's what you were going. Did you see me give the thumbs up and that's why you said that?
Well, I couldn't think of what I wanted until I saw you put your thumb up.
Give us that thumb.
That's right. I was just watching the member release.
Ooh. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Very nice. It'll be a brand new episode. Tomorrow, it is brand new, although it was filmed in May.
Yeah. Alright, it looks like we're getting thumbs up.
Alright. Can you all hear us okay? Are we speaking loud enough?
Yeah, hopefully something a little new. We're trying going live from our GoPro. That way we can see the comments and not be jostling the camera all over the place. So hopefully you can see us, hopefully you can hear us. And yeah. Alright, yes, they can hear us. Looks like we have about a 25 to 30 second delay, but that's alright.
Yeah, I guess the GoPro has to send the signal out to the wherever, and then from there, I don't know, maybe there's a longer connection to the server before it finally goes through because it's from a GoPro and not from a cellular device.
Could be. That could be.
But that's okay. So if you guys put a question in the chat and it takes forever for us to respond to you, it's because of the delay and it's not because we're ignoring you.
That's right. And it also could be that it's just taking my brain that long to process what you've typed, because we all know how my brain works. Oh, there's the Spirit Stalkers. What's up, gentlemen? How's it going? We are actually heading toward your home.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where are they from again, huh?
Yeah, we're headed to your home state to do a little bit of filming tonight and tomorrow. And yeah.
We're on the road, y'all!
We are on the road again.
That person almost drove off the road.
They did. They were not paying attention. But yeah, we are excited to be doing live streams again. As you guys know, we are not fortunate enough to be able to do live streams on our main channel and maintain an algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we don't know if that's because our channel is so old and different things were implemented. But
yes. We did, as you all know, when we were on the Wild West road trip with Allison and Cag, we had a week where we couldn't put out an episode because obviously we basically filmed 10 investigations in 13 days. And so it was quite the flurry, and we didn't have time to sit down and put anything together. And so we did 2 live streams that week, and for the next 2.5 months after that, the channel slowly descended into a place where we could not financially do anything. We couldn't pay for locations. We couldn't We had to cancel a trip that we had planned for next month with Allison and Cag because we were in such dire financial straits because of it. So we've determined that we should never and can never live stream on our main channel ever again.
Right.
So here we are.
Yeah. Some people can do it, some people can't. Not sure why, but...
So we're going to live stream on this channel, which used to be PQ Vlogs, and then it was Paranormal Quest Live, and then it was Coffee and Scream. Now it's back to Paranormal Quest Extras.
That's right. For anybody who didn't know, Coffee and Scream is our podcast. And we actually start filming season 2 next week, and we've got a really cool guest lined up. I'm sure everybody who's watching this knows who they are. And yeah, so new episodes of the podcast will be coming back soon, and they will be on our main Paranormal Quest channel. So don't you fret.
Coffee and Scream's coming back. And in the meantime, while the podcast has been on a slight hiatus, Dave has redone the set, I think, 4 different times.
Yes. Yep. Never good enough.
He sets something up, says, nope, don't like it, tears it down.
Yeah. Oh,
redoes
wow.
it. That's not good.
No, it's not. Wow. Yeah. Spirit Stalker said, enjoy... Where'd it go? Oh, God. Oh, God, where'd it go?
He lost it, y'all.
Oh, enjoy the field.
Yeah, we haven't seen any yet, but we're about to.
We are.
We're about to enter, as we call it, corn country.
Corn country is on the horizon, y'all.
And this time of year, the stalks are getting pretty tall.
They are.
It's like they're corn stalkers.
Corn spirits. Corn spirit stalkers.
I don't know, there's a joke in there somewhere. There's a corn stalk joke in there somewhere that connects to the spirit stalkers.
Katie R sent a 10-pound super sticker. Thank you very much for that, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
You're a legend. Weird, but glad for this second channel. Love the lives. Yeah, we love doing lives, like we said a million times.
A red light.
Oh.
Up to
Killing the sunglasses. And sunglasses, to be fair.
He always says that, but I have not had possession of those sunglasses for like 3 years now. Because Dave found out that he liked the look of those sunglasses, and he's like, well, I'm just going to wear these, and then, you know.
I stole them.
Stole them. It's the only pair of sunglasses I think you've ever found that you like wearing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you thought you lost them for a little while, and then they were refound and reborn.
Yeah, that was a sad day when I lost them.
We were traveling around to different stores as he was desperately searching for sunglasses that were exactly the same.
I don't even remember where they were. Teresa sent a $4.99 super sticker. She said, we are glad you're hanging around still. We're glad we're hanging around too.
We're just out there hanging around.
That's right. How are you guys doing though? Are you ready for a new episode tomorrow? Right? Tomorrow?
No, Saturday. It's Thursday.
I just wake up, you guys. That's all I can ask of myself. Children of the Corn. What's going on, feller? Corn emojis in the chat. They already harvested the corn and cotton down in southeast Texas.
Ooh, they're doing it early, doing it up early.
They are. Katie R donated $10. Think you missed it. No, we gave her a shout out, but in case maybe it didn't come through, maybe we glitched or something. But Katie,
thank you, Katie.
What's up from St. Louis, Missouri? Hello, Angel. Good evening from Sweden, says Anna.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, hello.
Can I get over? Thank you.
It's really early here, but going well. It's 4:20 a.m.
Wow. Still awake already. What sense is there? Have you been up all night? Or are you waking up early?
Yeah, let us know. Also, let us know, just in case we lose signal here, and Ryan's probably going to kill me for this, but if you guys would like, way later tonight, I might go live from where we're going to film tonight. If you that. In the chat, and I'll try it, but we have to make sure we get all of our filming done first, and then I will go live. No.
If you want to,
leave a ghost emoji, and I'll try and go live later with like actual Wi-Fi, and it'll be good.
Fingers crossed. I don't know. We never have good luck with activity when it comes to live streams.
No.
That's mostly because almost 3 years ago we made one of the worst decisions of our lives, and that was to switch to a cellular company called AT&T, who you drive down the road and suddenly you have service, and then you don't, and then you do, and then you don't, and then you do, all within a 5-minute span.
Yeah. Or I'll have full service and he has none.
Right. From the exact same cell phones, exact same service provider.
Yeah.
Different level of signal.
Victoria, thank you for the $50 super chat.
Victoria, thank you.
What a legend. She said $50 for road snacks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to need it here soon.
I know. Leanne is in the chat. What's up, Leanne?
Sup, Leanne?
We're actually kind of near your area. Kind of.
Not really.
Kind of, but not really. It glitched really bad. Can you repeat that? I don't know what it was. I'm sorry.
I think it was when you were asking if maybe was it when he asked you if you wanted us to live. That what glitched tonight from a haunted location, one of the most allegedly haunted houses in America.
That's right. I don't think that was it, because we're getting a lot of ghost emojis in here.
No. It was probably when I was saying that AT&T is the worst service provider we've ever had to deal with. AT&T time to.
That's right. Do you guys have an Amazon wish list? We sure do. If you go into the description of any of our videos on our main channel, you can find the Amazon wish list there, right?
I believe so. I don't know. That's a good question. I usually just copy and paste the same information as far as like links and stuff between every single episode, and I don't actually read it. You know, because when you're trying to get stuff done quick, there's no time to dilly-dally.
I know. You dilly.
That's right. Who needs to read?
Right.
Hey, excuse you.
Right now, Leanne, presently, we are driving through Columbus. Hey y'all, smash that like button, says Nosferatu. What's up?
Oh, and hey guys, for those of you that always used to say a couple earlier this year or late last year that Dave is the one that's always driving, here's proof. I'm driving.
Yeah.
It just so happens that when we're pulling up to locations, it's usually Dave driving, because Dave likes to drive up to locations.
Yeah, I like driving. Yeah. Usually now it's me driving in the daytime, Ryan driving at night. And yeah, we just kind of split it that way now.
Although it is daytime now and I am driving, so that's not an applicable explanation right now.
That's true. Yeah, I wanted to fight and figure out this live stream thing while we were on the road, so.
That's right. Fighting for our lives with the live stream.
What's up, Steven?
Get it? Fighting for our lives.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Whoever owns Columbus, can you, like, Just get this construction done already.
Owns Columbus?
Or manages, whatever it's called. Whoever does stuff here.
The city of Columbus has an owner. Someone owns the entire city.
Yeah, it's Guy Fieri. He's from here.
Oh, Guy.
This is Flavortown.
We're in Flavortown, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Paranormal Quest, if you make it to Oregon, my son and I would be honored to show you some locations. We would love to come to Oregon someday.
I would love to come to Oregon just because I love the rain.
Yeah.
And I hear the Pacific Northwest is known for rain.
Right, yeah. I think it rains most of the year up there, doesn't it?
Something like that.
I don't know. You said that you can't join the trip with Allison and Cag. Does that mean no UK this year?
Yes.
That's exactly what that means. Unfortunately, I think we're really limited to like one big trip every year or every other year. You guys, there's a lot of paranormal channels out there that make a lot of money, and we are not one of them. And leave that up to keeping it real, I guess. But
yeah, it was disappointing because we had plans going to the UK next month, and then we found ourselves pretty much for this entire summer trying not to go bankrupt and also being able to still put out videos and eat at the same time.
Right. And I know that guy that's been dragging me on Twitter is probably watching this and saying, see, I told you it's all about the money. It's not all about the money, but we have to, like, keep money to keep creating content, to keep making this stuff. And it's very expensive to fly to the UK and film across the whole area.
If you can't.
Yeah.
Normal investigation is very activity, especially when you're paying $500 to $1,000 per location every single week, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheap, and you kind of need to have the money to go places.
Yeah. And there are ghost hunting channels out there who are, and we don't have that either. So we do it all out of our own pocket, and that's the way we like it. But we just don't get as many opportunities as other people because we are not, I was going to say something foul, but
Foul?
just because, yeah.
That's right.
If you like rain, you should come to Scotland. We would love to go to Scotland.
I would love to go to Scotland.
Polly Gear says, yo, guys.
Polly Gear
What's up, Polly Gear?
is here.
She is.
I'm in a rhyming mood today.
Hi, guys. Big fan here from Australia. Would love to catch you guys on your next visit. I share your channel out everywhere. I love your honesty. Thank you, Book Love. We appreciate it. Who the heck is dragging you on Twitter? Point me in the direction. Let me at him. I kind of got angry the other day and made a post on Twitter that didn't go over very well. And I kind of had a back and forth with this guy on there, but it's all since been deleted. But yeah, make money to survive. You taking us on locations and producing bomb videos is just the icing on the cake for us, and that's the whole reason we do this, is for y'all that are watching, because everybody out there has questions about this stuff. And not everybody has the means or the want to go out and do it. And so they turn to YouTube to watch other people do it. And you have like 99% of these channels spewing garbage and lies. And jeez, wow.
And it is tough because, I mean, it's not even just the channels. I mean, the paranormal in general has become very sensationalized, and we very much like to portray accurate history, accurate claims, and, you know, we've come across that recently where, you know, you go to a location and they're telling inaccurate history and making up lies to try and sensationalize the hauntings of places, and it's just it's not doing anyone any favors in the paranormal field.
No.
To make up false history, to try and over-exaggerate certain claims of activity. It's just not in anyone's best interest, especially if you're trying to find proof of the paranormal. You start from a disadvantage if you start off with a lie.
Yeah, and it's like Beardo said on his live stream last night, it's an insult to you and your family when people do that and make stuff up like that. Just be honest with it. Things, unless you're for views and clicks. That's really it.
Yes.
And I know we've said it to the ends of the earth and back, but the word demon in every title, and I was attacked or I don't even know. Oh, it's all for clicks and views, you guys. Just be.
Because we started the paranormal in a time before it was actually the cool thing to do. I know that's kind of hipster of me to say, like, we started doing it before it was cool, but like, you know, when I started investigating the paranormal, I was teased incessantly in high school.
Same.
For being into the paranormal. Yeah. And, you know, now it's like thought to be one of the coolest things that you can do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's come a long way, but it has taken a negative track, you know, like, it's unfortunate.
Yes.
It just takes some time. Maybe, I don't know, maybe next year we will end up in the UK or somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I think the biggest thing is 14 years later, we still can't figure out YouTube.
Yeah, nobody can figure out YouTube. And the most difficult thing for us is being able to have the time to go and film regular episodes and have them edited and be on the road while still filming. So it's kind of like we need somebody who will edit videos for us for free and give up all their time to edit our videos for us for free, right?
That would solve all the problems.
I'm sure somebody out there wants that job.
Yeah, and it is tough. I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, guys, because if we could, we'd be on the road constantly filming new stuff in new places, but the fact that we do this all ourselves, and, you know, editing is such a time-consuming job at this point because of the scale of the production that we put out, it takes 4 full days out of a week to put together an episode, and that leaves what, you know, and then plus we have to save a night for the premiere, and then traveling takes up a lot of time if we travel far away from home, so it becomes very time-consuming, and we have to plan every single trip around, like, okay, well, if we go and film here, are we going to have time for me to be sitting there editing an episode for that week so you guys have a new episode to watch this week? And, you know, there's a lot of planning and organization that has to go into it.
Yeah, there's a lot there, which is why sometimes we end up having to do the marathons.
Right.
It's because you just can't squeeze travel, film, and edit all into 1 week sometimes.
Exactly. And also, because it's summertime, and for some reason everyone in my family is born in the months of June and July, every single weekend there's a birthday party that I gotta go to, which is lovely. I love going to my family's birthday parties, but I need to, like, write an open letter to my family. Stop having babies in June and July.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of them.
Oh, my knee is locked up.
Let me scroll down here. You guys are awesome.
Does anyone else have that problem while he's scrolling down? Does anyone else have a particular time of the year where their family always has birthdays? Where it's like everyone in the family is born in the same 2 months? Not everyone, but a lot of people in the family.
Simply put, there's always going to be those types of people out there that choose to have a moral compass of any kind, especially when fame and fortune. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So awesome to see you live. What an honor. Thank you, Patty. We're happy to be live, and we're honored that you're watching. More often. Thanks. A minute. Sure. Maybe. There. Message just in case. Oh wait. Ghost in the chat. We are coming. I don't know. I have full 5G.
Yeah, I do too. As of now, I do.
Y'all do it. All right, I think we're good right now.
Are we good, guys? Are we good?
So, yeah, like I said, if this glitches out and it drops out, then we'll catch you guys later from the location, hopefully. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much, Christina, for the super chat. I'm gonna try and read this without it glitching. She says, "What's up, guys? Y'all need to come to Williamsburg, Yorktown, Virginia, to do some investigating. There's an abandoned asylum and battlefields to explore. The whole area is haunted." Very nice. We'll have to do some research and see what the name of that asylum is. A lot.
Apology for the service guy, but I don't know if I mentioned or if I even need to mention it again.
Thrilled you guys are doing this.
Here we go. We're into the rain.
It'll be great. What? The glitch is back. Hey guys, what's up, Rosie?
The glitch should be passing here soon, guys. I'm starting to regain service again. Just from checking the GPS that I got here going. We're getting back into the land of the living self.
Who would have thought? I think we're good again. Hello from Ireland, says Jillian. Hello, Jillian. Would love to come to Ireland. I am part Irish. Oh.
Swallow your coffee before you start talking.
I thought I did. I am part Irish, but just recently learned that I'm not as much Irish as I thought I was. Yeah. Question. Besides your camera and... Hold on. I gotta pick this up. I'm blind. Besides your camera, what piece of equipment do you believe more than most? And I'm talking electrical. So, it depends on what instance you're using it for.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, all of them are just experimentation. None of them are 100% factual, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or maybe factual is not the best word. Credible.
Right.
Because the whole entire field of the paranormal field it's just an experiment, you know? Nobody has an answer. Nobody is a professional. If someone tells you they're a professional ghost hunter, walk away. Like, nobody has all of these answers. Nobody it's just like, literally just like the afterlife. Nobody knows what happens when we die until we die. So that's why we're doing it, to see if we can figure out why.
And we don't even know if we're talking to ghosts when we go into these places, you know? There could be strange, abnormal anomalies that are occurring because of some other specific, you know, reason that we don't know of, that science hasn't found, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing is most of the time, every single piece of equipment that you use is only as credible as the person using it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, and that's why, you know, people have said, well, the REM pods have been debunked. I mean, the REM pods have been shown that you can set them off through in uncredible ways, you know, by using two-way radios or using the car key fob. But, you know, if you're using it for research and you're not trying to purposefully make them go off, then you can get some strange activity with the REM pod.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if your intentions are in the right place, you know, like Ryan said, I mean, it's very easy for a content creator to put a little radio or something underneath of it, or a key fob in their pocket, or something to make it go off, but you just gotta, like Ryan said, you gotta be trusting of who's doing it. Unfortunately.
And it's the same way with video, with audio, with EMF detectors, with pretty much every other piece of equipment that has ever been made for, you know, trying to investigate the paranormal. There are ways that people can manipulate it to give false positives, to, you know, manipulate the credibility of that device for their own selfish ends, you know. And yeah, there's people out there that do that, but the thing is genuinely coming at it from a research standpoint, if you use the piece of equipment the way it's been used, A, it's off, and B, you never know what's going to happen. You get very strange things like what happened to us at the Montana State Prison, with that REM pod going absolutely bonkers for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
That we, you know, or even just with capture years, you know? It's all about how you use it.
Absolutely. Good question. Good question.
You know, it's a good question when it leads us on a tangent rant.
Yeah. And guys, if you're leaving a question or a comment and I'm not trying, I'm just trying to go with the flow of the chat and not stay like stuck back in the chat. If that makes sense. Nebraska's horrible cell service as well. I would believe it. I'm in Kentucky and there's so much more than where you have been. I think I'll do anywhere. It's a lot here in Louisville. Good evening from Germany. Hello. I'm new to your show. I'm just curious what made you... Paranormal, says Patty. That is a long story.
We can keep it short, basically. This is led to an interest in the paranormal. We all became connected to the West Virginia Penitentiary in some form or fashion. We all met there, started investigating together with Mountaineer Paranormal. Years. Paranormal investigation. We were going to be traveling and filming more local places, and we started uploading to YouTube on our investigations to YouTube in 2011, and we've been doing it ever since.
Here we are.
Here we are. I mean, we've all had crazy experiences, which we've talked about in depth on certain things, and interviews, live streams, podcasts, you know. But, you know, we could do a full hour-long story time about our original experiences.
Yeah, and maybe we will on Coffee and Scream one day. You know, we can hear Ryan's background, we can hear my background, we can hear Viva's background, and just go really in depth with it.
Yeah, do Coffee and Scream or a ghost, how we got started.
Yeah. Good question, Patty. Good question. What's up, Missy B and Seth D? I think is how you say that. I truly believe in the afterlife. When you do 18 years in EMS, you see the most unbelievable things. You definitely see miracles. I'm sure you see a lot of crazy stuff, and thank you for doing that, because that's not an easy job.
Yes, thank you. It's people like you that keep the rest of us going.
That's right.
Literally.
Yep.
Through some crazy, crazy things. All right, truck.
What if we see... What if when we see ghosts or hear them, or perhaps if we even see a location as it once looked, that it could be classed as a sort of time slip? Could be. You know, we've run into the time slip thing a couple times over the years. The Cursed Cabin series, if you've ever watched that. It was a 3 or 4, maybe 5-part series we did of the Cursed Cabin that we unfortunately no longer have access to, but a lot of weird time thingies going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there was another place we had a weird time thing, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theories behind that. Years and years and years ago, heard a lecture from a guy named John Sabal Jr. who talked about, you know, kind of like mining for paranormal activity, as though time happens in layers rather than linearly. It's building on top of itself rather than stretching out in a linear line. And that if you're in the right place at the right time and circumstances are lined up perfectly, that the energy from one time can slip into your time, and that's what paranormal activity is. And, you know, so there's a lot of theories and things that paranormal investigators have tossed around for years that could lead to the fact that, you know, it might just be energy and time rather than spirit or, you know, something of the sorts. But then there's other experiences you have, especially with family, you know. I don't want to get too personal, so I'm not going to tell the story, but my sister the other day was telling me about an experience that she had with a deceased family member of ours. Literally just 2 or 3 days ago, she had something strange happen.
Wow.
So,
that's crazy.
yeah. So, I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's, like I said, we most likely won't know until we die, which is crazy to think, but,
yeah.
Do you think us, ghosts, etc., all exist at the same time, just in different layers? I mean, that's kind of what we were saying there, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to tell. A current frame of different. It's hard to tell. We don't know. We've waffle back and forth. To the very first EP, and then, like, well, we both are, but I'm very anal about finding answers to something. Like, I'm an answers person. I have to have the answer to everything, and I don't have the answer to how we captured those voices in that house. If you've never seen it, it's very cringy to watch now, because it was our first, well, maybe not the first, it was an early episode.
You can watch the Instagram reel that I posted for, if you go back and scroll, it's like the most viewed Instagram reel that we've ever posted. It's just called A Family Haunted. And
Okay.
Or you can go on YouTube and watch the whole episode if you want. That's called A Family Haunted.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we weren't too good at the whole filmmaking thing back then, and we were kind of cringy because we were, you know, young.
Yeah.
But Crazy evidence, though. Crazy voices.
I don't even know why I got on that tangent, but yeah.
Just, the not having answers is, I think, kind of what...
Yeah.
And one thing I've been interested in recently that I've been looking more and more into, kind of watching videos and documentaries about it, is I find it very fascinating to think about reincarnation, because I was never one to think that reincarnation was possible. But then you hear all these stories about people who, were born and they have trauma from a past life and they remember it from the time they're born, or they have a specific mark on their body that they had when they lived previously. And, I just saw a video on TikTok the other day of this young girl looking at a picture of her mom's grandmother. Her mother handed her a picture of her, what would be her great-grandmother, and the little girl was like, "It's me!"
Oh, that's creepy.
And it was just so weird. And, and then I watched a documentary about this guy who believed he sunk with the Titanic, and he had all these memories about himself going down with the Titanic. And then there's another one who, this young kid remembered being in the World Trade Center on 9/11.
Yeah, that's wild to think about. What if that's what birthmarks are?
That could be.
They're reincarnation marks.
That's right, from a past life.
Yeah. I don't know. I also think that could be an explanation for deja vu as well.
Yeah.
As having lived a past life. Or, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, if I read things in history, there are certain eras and times in history that I connect with more than others, and who knows, maybe those were past lives, and that's why it interests more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, just when you think you know everything about the world, there's always something that you look into and you're like, wow, maybe I don't really know anything about the world.
Yeah. Let me go back up here.
Swig here, y'all.
Like I said, guys, if you want us to answer a question or comment that you have, just keep posting it, because I'm just reading the most up-to-date. My dad, anytime asked. What?
You mean like with reincarnation, it's always something wild? Like, I passed away in this grand dramatic thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I found so fascinating about that little girl who lived before her, and and creepy.
That is creepy.
And cool, not creepy in a bad sense, but like creepy in the sense folks thought.
You never know.
Yeah.
Or anything. I'm open to a lot, but can't wrap around reincarnation. Genetics and our brain just playing odd tricks on us due to experiences meshing into memories. I don't necessarily agree with that, but nobody knows for sure, that's why we all, are amazingly allowed to have different opinions and different thoughts and viewpoints on things. But
yeah,
there's too many with experience to kind of not believe in it. But
and it's one of the is, to me it would the idea enough to do, because there's so many opportunities in life, options of different people, be almost comforting in a sense to think that maybe you can have a second chance to be someone else if in fact you do mess up your life in some way, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Not that I'm saying I'm planning on messing up my life, but it is a comforting thought, and maybe that's part of the reason why people want to believe it.
could be. Same Well, yeah, I won't open that book, but
yeah.
But yeah, and I don't think it's something that you would be cognizant of, you know?
Right.
And I think that's why when you get those little flashes of something that, I don't know.
And I read in the comments of that video of that little girl, someone else had said that they had a son who, their great uncle or something, had this horrible accident, and he had this huge scar on his leg. And then when their son was born with the exact same mark on his leg that the uncle had from his accident.
Oh, wow, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Jeremy said, I heard before a kid had a birthmark on his head where he said he was murdered years earlier and he took law enforcement to the killer.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I heard that story too.
He actually took law enforcement to the killer that killed him, and they arrested the killer. I believe it was in Europe. Wow. That is... I'm gonna have to look that up. That's crazy. Dave, it's okay to have a different opinion. You seemed nervous. Not nervous about having a different opinion. Nervous that I wasn't. Just like right now. Sometimes, guys, I have an issue with formulating a sentence. So I'm thinking as I'm talking. I'm just trying to get the right word to come out. So, yeah. Not much really makes me nervous other than spiders, snakes, bugs, crickets. Like I said, I personally just can't make my logical mind in some places. Odd how I can believe in souls. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's something that you just haven't had the right connection with to make you believe in it yet, you know?
Very true.
Question. Have you ever been to a location where you felt or the century? It's happened many times. Also, that Masonic temple that was south of the prison there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been many places.
I kind of felt that way in Airedale Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah.
When we were there.
Mm-hmm.
J Ward was another one I felt uneasy about being in there. I mean, you know, it could just be knowing the dark history of some of these places. Plays tricks on your minds, I don't know, or on our minds, but, you know. But there is something to it as well, because the West Virginia Penitentiary we were very familiar with, and there were times we could walk around that place in complete darkness and not be uneasy, but then there were other times where you just felt like something was off.
Yeah, and even to this day.
Yeah. The number of times we've been in there, it was like a second home to us. You know, we just hung out there. But yet then there were some nights we'd go in and be like, I don't feel safe or comfortable right now in this room or this hallway or this cell. Mm-hmm. You know.
Hi from South Africa, Western Cape. Hello, Pink Cat. I would love to come back as a cat, says Pinky. That would be pretty cool to come back as a cat. I love cats. Or even a bird, because I'd love to be able to fly anywhere.
Yeah.
Polly says, I had a hot water burn on my stomach when I was pregnant with my daughter Heather. When she was born, she had the same shaped scar on her thigh with the same discoloration. It was weird.
That is weird.
That is really weird. I never knew that. I'm learning that now about my own family on this live stream. Interesting.
I feel like Polly has so many stories that she just like holds on to, and then just, I think I've said this before, I'm having deja vu. But anyway, I feel like Polly just like in any case can just like, oh, here's a story about that.
Yeah, that's why we gotta have her on the podcast.
That's right. That's why she's got to come on the podcast.
Deja vu could also be experiencing something that we already on close to our multiple Earths because I was moved 7 years ago. Huh. I never heard of moving Earths. I'll have to look into that.
I also have Brandon actually brought me years ago when we first started dating. Maybe shortly after that. I don't remember the exact time frame that she brought it up. But another thing I find fascinating is the immortality theory, that there's multiple dimensions and you exist in the dimension where you survive, and that so there's other dimensions where you're not actually alive, and that when you have near-death experiences, that's like you could possibly find yourself in a different dimension, in a different existence, because there is that other dimension where you died. And some people have strange experiences of, like, shortly after a near-death experience, they feel like everything around them has changed or just feels off or different.
Right.
You know? Huh. But that could just be, again, a psychological thing. But it's a cool theory to think about.
Yeah.
That there's another dimension out there that exists where you didn't live through whatever near-death experience you had.
Right. Yeah. Let's think about that.
Do you believe in alternate dimensions existing simultaneously? And could that be the reason for paranormal activity?
Jared, question. What's the darkest haunting you guys have dealt with?
Gosh.
I don't know. I don't remember them.
I mean, we always say that the cursed cabin is probably one of the with.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't watched the Cursed Cabin series, that's another one that's quite... It's not as old, but it is quite old, and it was a 3-part documentary series that we did for YouTube back in 2017, or 2018. 2017, and was pretty dark. There's a lot of... Like, you know, you see it's thrown around too much anymore on YouTube to where it's like, which, you know, episode coming out recently, this coming weekend, is titled about a curse. But they actually do believe there is a curse surrounding those mountains, that actually believe that the curse that they were suggesting might be real.
On this episode coming up?
No.
Oh.
On the Cursed Cabin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the curse to the Superstition Mountains, which is what this topic is for this upcoming episode, that could be real, but we didn't experience anything that would lead us to believe that we encountered it. But the curse on that Cursed Cabin, I think we experienced something that at least made me think that it's plausible that there are such things as cursed places.
Oh, yeah.
Or curses in general.
Yeah, that place... excuse me, that place is just weird.
But most of the time, especially residentials where we've found that it's haunting that's residential, the haunting itself doesn't exist in a vacuum, and therefore there's something negative and dark about the person who's living there. Something about their life just brings in negativity that I guess that energy feeds off of, or the haunting feeds off of, and then that energy is then in paranormal. But it was that way with the 2-part series that we did, The Devil in Etnaville and The Devil's House.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the house itself was not negative in any way. I mean, I don't think there was any, like, evil spirits in that house, but I feel like the energy that was constantly going through that house because of what the client was doing or the activities they were taking part in brought a very negative energy to that location, which manifested itself in negative experiences in the paranormal activity.
I would agree with that, yeah. It's, that was a crazy one.
Energy in, energy out, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel that people have experienced something like that in their everyday life, that they that they can kind of relate to. Like, have you ever been around a person that is negative all the time, and you find yourself becoming negative because of it? You know, that's behavioral habits of human beings, but also it's like you can feel that when you're around someone, even if you're the most positive person in the world, when you're around someone constantly who is negative and has very dark things happening or doing very dark things, it influences and impacts you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And your environment.
Changes up the whole perception.
You know, in that particular case, it was like a month that we were working on that case. And I know in just that amount of time, my life did a whole 180.
Yeah.
To the point where we had to cut ties completely and block them.
Right. Yeah, it got pretty ugly there at the end with that one, you guys. Thank you, Christina, for the $5 super sticker. We appreciate that. I know I'm a little bit behind here. I'm catching up. Thank you to Maria for the 10-pound super sticker. We appreciate it. She said, I love you guys. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Keep reposting if you want to ask your question. My son is in the hospital and is very unwell, says Pinky. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully, everything is smooth and turns around and everything is A-okay.
Yes, we'll be keeping him in our thoughts, Pinky.
Negativity has a massive impact on us. Agreed. The chat keeps freezing up. Are we good right now, you guys? If we're good, can you put a ghost emoji in the chat? Good. We'll probably only be going for like another 15 minutes, maybe. Evening.
I think I'm going to need to stand up here for a few minutes at some point. My leg from my hip down to my toes is just radiating pain.
It's great. Do you believe in demons? I believe that there is good and bad in everything. Is a demon? I don't know. There's a difference between demons and
Gaining service back here, I can tell. Well, we're back. I just saw my head move.
Okay. Alright, I think we're back, guys. Oh. Maybe. Let's try it. Okay, I think we're back. The question was, do you believe in demons? I believe there is good and bad in everything. Is it a demon? I don't know, but there's a difference between demons and just evil. I personally do not believe in demons, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I personally do not believe in demons from the sense of, like, what they're described as interacting with. You know, I've never had an experience that would lead me to that is investigating the paranormal. I have that lead me to believe we talked about negative can make themselves, but you know, it's just over the years investigating, you have experiences and you don't have experiences, and after I've been going 16 years and I've never had an experience that I believe was something demonic as it's socially described, I guess, or as it's usually described.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Have I had an experience and malicious, but not something that is like a demon, you know? But then again, you start getting into the metaphorical, what are demons? If there are demons out there, could you describe that negative energy as being demonic? Demonic is just an adjective describing something evil.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
It's all in the language and how you use it.
Are you going back to Yellow Dog Village? We actually just talked about this.
We were talking about it last night.
Yeah. We might go back to Yellow Dog Village and, I don't know why I said that like I was Russian. Yellow Dog Village.
We might go back to Yellow Dog Village.
And maybe check out some of the different houses there. Are you guys planning... Are you guys planning on working with Paranormal Nightmare anytime soon? There's nothing in the works, but it's not off the table.
We're going to be seeing them on September 28th at the Marietta Paranormal Expo, which if you guys are anywhere near Marietta, Ohio, you should check that out. September 28th. There's going to be an event. We're all going to be there. And, yeah, it's at the, was it the Fairgrounds in Marietta? Washington
Yes.
County Fairgrounds?
Yes.
So go to hiddenmarietta.com and check out the information on that and come to Marietta, Ohio and come hang with us.
That's right.
Excuse me.
We'll be there.
Come keep us company.
We keep freezing up every now and then. Yeah, that's the joys of having AT&T, y'all. It just is awful.
The service net, the cell reception last. And we're losing it fast now.
We are. Alright guys, this is probably a good time to go ahead and jump off because we're getting ready to cross into Indiana, into the cornfields anyway. So we will talk to you guys later. It's actually glitching right now. This isn't even working. Maybe it is. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I think we're good again. We're going to go ahead and cut this, you guys, while we still can, without it being abrupt. So we will talk to you guys later. Like I said, we might do a live stream later from where we're going, once we get all of our work done. And, yeah, do you have anything to say, Ryan?
No, just thank you guys so much. Remember, brand new episode coming Saturday. I'm sure we'll say that again whenever we talk to you at the live stream on the location. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do that. Make sure you hit the like button on this live stream and leave us a comment down below. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye!
Bye!
Now let me see if I can figure out how to end this.